So, I guess this is going to be a video about men's mental health. Today marks a year since I've lost the use of my leg, and it's been a bit of a journey. I had my eyes open to a lot of things that when you're healthy and you're not maybe in that moment, you think you understand, but you really don't understand. I think the theme of this video or conversation is going to be about being able to have a conversation about the bad things that are happening, not just the good. What do I mean by that? I mean, a lot of conversations over this past year have been surface level. We're talking about the weather, but we're not really talking about the weather. But the conversation's about that deep. There's no substance to the obligatory, hey, how's the leg? You know, that's awesome. You're making all these steps forward. Your kids are healthy. You've got your little farm. Yeah, I do, and I'm very thankful that my kids are healthy, and my wife's been able to step up, and my kids have been able to step up and really pick up all the things that I'm unable to do on this farm now, and we haven't lost everything, not yet. But there's a lot of things we don't talk about. We don't talk about the bedtime routine that I lost with my children when I used to throw them around the room and tickle them and go tuck them in. We don't talk about what is that worth? What does that mean to you if somebody just rips it away? If somebody takes that from you? We don't talk about teaching your son how to skate last winter and wanting to be there and teach him things this winter, and I'll never skate. This past summer, Gavin learned to ride his bike without training wheels. Very thankful that Layla was there to hold his bike up. What's that worth? What if somebody took that from you? There's a lot of things that have changed in this year. Nobody wants to talk about it. Everybody wants to put an asterisk beside anything you begin to say, and then the conversation is about all the good things that I should be grateful for. And I am. I'm not spiraling down a deep, dark rabbit hole. But I believe that I understand how people do now. I believe I understand more thoroughly now that those heavy conversations, you're still alone. You're having those, in my case, laying in a bed for months on end. Nobody to talk to. Nobody to get those out of your head, off your chest. Because even if somebody did come into the room to talk to me, it was at least this. Oh, but you should be grateful for that. I am, for sure I am. I don't have a job. I can't tuck my kids in. there's a lot of things in my life that I have lost. There's a longer list of things that have changed. Can't talk about it. You're not allowed. Because I'm a man. We have to have a plan. We have to be stoic. And to anybody that says you don't, you're not being honest. Because I've tried to have those conversations with a variety of different people. And as soon as the conversation is about to get into something of substance, it's halted abruptly with an asterisk about all the reasons that you shouldn't think any of those bad things. But those bad things are just as real. They're just as meaningful. They're the problems or the circumstances that you're trying to find a solution to. I'm not trying to find a solution to my kids being healthy. They're healthy, and that's fantastic. I'm trying to find a solution to being able to throw them around the bed and tickle them and tuck them in. And that's the solution. Like, how do I solve that problem? I want to teach Gavin how to skate this winter. Continue where we were last year. We used to play tag on the ice or do a variety of things. I can't. My leg doesn't work. I don't know how to skate one-legged. That's my problem. How do you balance that? Of course I'm happy that my wife's amazing and holding the farm together. Absolutely. How do I balance that I can't carry 2 pails of water? How do I balance that I can't get off and on machinery or equipment in any meaningful way? I can't bend over and fix the bottom wire of an electric fence. How do I balance knowing that things need to be done? That is a lot for my wife and kids. Because this way of life that we've built was based on me being physically able. And I'm not. I can't talk about that though. Not allowed. Because my wife has kept it going. So we can only talk about that. It's incredible that the real problems go undiscussed. I'm not saying, I'm not meaning to imply that we need to focus and dwell and become overwhelmed. But it would be nice to discuss. See if somebody has a different perspective. See if somebody has a different idea. See if somebody else has gone through something that might offer insight or a potential solution or something. Or maybe just to listen. Maybe the purpose in those really dark, heavy conversations aren't to have a solution. Maybe you just need somebody to know where you're at right now. This is where I am, physically, mentally. Maybe the point of those solutions, or those, not solutions, but conversations, need to be had just so that somebody knows that you're drowning. Layla makes fun of the fact that I say drowning, not drowning. And I'm thankful she's better at English than I am. Doesn't change the fact that you feel alone, unable to have a discussion about anything that's truly going on in your life. No matter how grave the situation. And I'm not alone going through these problems. Of course, this year I've had two other friends also going through some pretty life-changing events. And I'm not going to speak for them, but I often wonder if anybody's willing to listen, or if they're also left with the asterisks besides the things that they're grateful for. It's just kind of my experience over this past year. On a happier note, there have been advances in my physical capabilities, and really this leg brace has got me mobile again. I mean, to certain degrees. But I'm not just laying around the house anymore. We had a conversation about amputating my leg. And they won't, because my sciatic nerve goes down the back, and my calf is fine, and my ankle, my foot, they all work. So the problem is, not only does my leg not work, but it gets in the way, because you can't get it out of your way. You can't move it. I joke about my good leg being strong enough that I could probably do pistol squats pretty good, but I can't get my bad leg out of the damn way. It just doesn't move. So I'm thankful and grateful for the people that built this brace for me, that got me, they call it my ADL score. They got me some active daily living back. It's been monumental for my mental health. It was easy laying in that bed for months on end. To go to dark places. To think, to realize how easy it is to get overcome, or the slippery slope, or how this thought leads to this thought, leads to that thought, and all of a sudden you're pretty far down the well. Not a lot of daylight down in that well. And I made a bunch of little Instagram reel things, because my family is what kept me going. Because I am grateful for all those little turkeys. I am very grateful that my wife is as strong as she is. None of that stops the negative thoughts, or not necessarily always negative, but the heavy conversations about how much you've lost or how much has changed or the lack of vision moving forward, or the ability to make a plan. Your life can feel very overwhelming when there's no clues or breadcrumbs or ideas to plot a course forward. But I am thankful. I'm thankful that I've had a group of friends help us stay warm this winter. I'm very thankful for the people that have been there this past year, friends and family, and surprisingly sometimes from places you didn't know that things were going to come from. It's actually pretty amazing. We had neighbors come out that we had never even met, help feed people when we were chopping wood. We had never met them. It's fantastic. And we appreciate it. And I'm very thankful. The reality of the situation is, I couldn't do the wood. I couldn't keep my family warm. But nobody wanted to talk about that. Nobody wanted to talk about I think a lot of people didn't even realize that we had no way to stay warm this winter. And albeit that's because of a lifestyle we chose when I was healthy. I'm not unaware that we chose to embark on a homesteading journey. I'm aware. I'm still very much for this lifestyle. I just have to think about how to do it with one leg. But I can't talk about that. So that's my bit. Is if we're going to have an honest conversation about men's mental health, sometimes those conversations are going to go places where there is no sunshine. There's no rainbow. But they still need to happen. And that's not to say that somebody's depressed. Maybe they are in the moment, but they're not there permanently. They just need to get that off, to lighten the load. And it may be a miserable conversation. Be there for them. Let them talk.